celebrations in the NFL. The NFL has seen some of the best games of American football across the globe, and when, as a player, you score a goal or even a touchdown, there has to be a bit of celebration. But sometimes, they tend to get a bit out of hand, while during the others, they get so rowdy that the NFL authorities had to come down and ban the celebrations completely. Here is our list of some of the baddest celebrations that were booked by the authorities. The first case is that of Joe Burrows and his unintended violation of rules. This happened when Burrows was officially in the NFL, so he can't be blamed. He was playing for his team at an NFL stadium, the New Orleans Stadium, and after steering his team to victory, decided to celebrate it all in the locker room. His mode of celebration: smoking heavy cigarettes and recording footage of him smoking in the most snazzy fashion possible. While the shots definitely looked promising even for Hollywood, that Burrows was aware of was that smoking was banned in the New Orleans Stadium. Meaning, he basically broke a federal law, and the cops didn't take too much time to storm the premises and even try to arrest him and some of his teammates. But Burrows is a bad man, and after managing to wiggle out of the legal hands, he returned and smoked an entire joint in the same setting. Yep, that's called a middle finger to all those laws and those unfortunate cops. Well, while Burrows did celebrate in a wild fashion, honestly, that's nowhere close to the next series of celebrations we are going to watch. Imagine a set of celebrations so unique that they are named after a player. Well, that's the iconic LeBron and his set of the most energetic moves. But wait up, isn't LeBron in the NBA? Then what is he doing then in the NFL? Well, it all began when one Terrell Pryor tried to celebrate his touchdown with two of the most iconic LeBron celebrations, his chalk toss and the silencer. The sight of an NBA celebration in an NFL game was apparently very demeaning and equivalent to sacrilege for the NFL authorities, who then promptly slapped a $9,000 fine on him. What they didn't know was that this was the starting point of a war between the NFL and LeBron, because when LeBron came to know of this incident, he decided to support those NFL players who caricature his celebrations. And so, when a few games later, Cam Newton and Des Bryant did the LeBron silencer on the field, they were tagged and supported on Twitter by the obviously jubilant basketball player. Derrick Henry decided to do his chest-beating ritual after a touchdown and was rewarded by being allowed a place on LeBron's Instagram story. Pretty cool, eh? Well, the humor was somehow lost on those NFL authorities who slapped a total fine worth $54,000 on all the athletes. Talk of a horrible ending to a raucous party. Till now, whatever we have seen might be banned by the NFL, but honestly, they were entertaining. The next is downright nasty when Isaiah Corel was simply having a field day during a match. He decided to show his enthusiasm in a weird way. He caught the ball and threw it into the crowd between his legs. Oops, did I mention that he first wiped his ass on the ball before throwing it? Well, in case I missed it and some innocent fan took the ball home. Isaiah definitely didn't lose an hour's sleep at night. Sure, the NFL ensured that he was punished with a fine, but the act actually made him richer. How exactly? Well, he managed to back a lucrative endorsement deal with Dude Wipes and earn a new sponsor. Yes, all that for wiping your ass on a ball and throwing it into the crowd. Next up are Tyreek and his band celebrations. It all began with a short and funny cheerleading dance he broke into after scoring a touchdown. It all happened so perfectly that an enthusiastic Tyreek decided to stand in front of the cheering crowd and break into a twerking dance, which is usually the forte of the cheerleaders. And did I say that the cheerleaders were actually there seeing it all? Perhaps they were taking some lessons as well, because his dance wasn't half as bad. Pity the NFL didn't quite share the statement. The fine dance cost him $12,000 in fines, but that didn't stop him and instead encouraged him to introduce his style of band celebrations. Next time around, with a few defenders at his heel, he gave a victory sign to the crowd and began sprinting faster than any of those defenders. The act was not as beautifully scripted as was his cheerleading antic, for he was fined around $10,000 this time around. That is $2,000 less than the previous incident. Remember the Isaiah Corel antic with the ball? If you found that nasty, then the next one would be downright disgusting. I mean, this one belongs to OnlyFans. The story began when Randy Moss, who was playing his best game in 2004, accompanied his team to play the Parkers at the stadium. The strong Parkers crowd didn't quite like him and trolled him pretty badly. I mean, what kind of an NFL player would like to go to a stadium where the crowds had their pants down and showing their butts in public? And there was not one or two, but a whole row of them. And Randy is not gay. As Randy was injured on the bench, the crowd tried to rub salt in his wounds by bringing in a band party carrying the boards that spelled out, "Where are you at, Moss?" He took the insult personally. A few weeks later, his team was yet again drawn against the Parkers as a part of the NFL playoffs, and when he managed an important touchdown, Randy got the chance of his lifetime. He went out there, pulled down his pants, and showed his ass to the entire Parkers crowd. Tit for tat, yeah? Well, the authorities didn't think that way. They fined him a whopping $50,000 for the act. While the NFL fine did discourage Randy to do anything that nasty again, it did inspire others to do something that outlandish. One of them was Antonio Brown. While he didn't streak, he did give the crowd an amazing show that you would probably find on an Instagram page. Well, after all, he did the most amazing twerks you would ever see in an NFL stadium. Sadly, the NFL guys didn't share the same ideals. Good twerks or not, they did fine him $24,000. It doesn't matter how many cool and outlandish celebrations you combine, they can never compare to the boss of the style. The Giga Chad in the land of chats is none other than Chad Ochocinco. This guy is simply into all sorts of celebrations. In fact, sometimes it seems as if he had made more name for his celebrations than his actual gameplay. And why should he not? He celebrates for himself, for his fans, and even for referees. And that is after knowing they would be fining him after the act. Who does that? His acts include playing golf with a ball and paying the referees for completing a touchdown. Hell, that's not even for a match. And then, at a time when he got too excited, he jumped towards an on-field camera and focused the screen all on himself. Imagine a big screen in the stadium just focusing on his face. That's badass. And then, on a more modest note, he brought out a jacket that predicted his becoming a Hall of Famer. If he were to enter this elite league, then chances are it is going to be for his crazy celebrations and antics than his gameplay. And there is a fair chance that he actually might just do that. He is a guy who proposed to a cheerleader during a game and on TV. If the romance overload caused her some chest pains, then she should not have worried. Chad knows CPR. He once even administered artificial respiration to the ball after a rather vicious game. While all his crazy antics did please the stadium, it definitely didn't go well with those in the NFL who managed the ethics. They guaranteed that he was fined well and regularly to try to control him. While it didn't stop him from doing something new on the big screen, it did make his wallet a bit lighter. He had to pay a total of over $100,000 in fines to the authorities. Which one among these do you think is the best celebration of them all? Please give your thoughts in the comment section.